Welcome to this video. Quick backstory to my person. I'm a drummer and a former electrical engineer. So I switched places between my occupation and my hobbies. And now I'm a drummer and this is my hobby. And I wanted to talk about these microphones, what I did with them. Some are modified, some are not, some are original, and just want to talk to you about it and why I use them and why I keep them around. This is my actual mic locker, and I have most of the dynamic mics in here and also all condensers. Over there at the table I have quite a bunch of cases for the ribbon mics, and in this case here I have a box, a beauty box built for a microphone case for all the live microphones. Right here we have the whole mess, and it's different sections. Here are all the microphones I use for live. Here are the large diaphragm condensers, the small diaphragm condensers. Up here we have a small portion of all these ribbon mics I built. Then these are small diaphragm condensers. Up here we have a sub kick. Here are more or less all dynamic microphones, and this section right here is used in the recording space for just for vocals, not live, but in my studio here on these stands, so we can rehearse. Here is my drum set. First up, this section here is for the live microphones. For vocals, I like to use these AKG C636. They are really nice because they have really great intelligibility, and that's why I use condensers on live vocals. I play in a band, we make music for kids, and so the word is quite central to that band, so an SM58 doesn't cut it. As simple as that. And I also have I just have two of these C636, and so I have these Superlux S125, and they sound surprisingly similar. They're quite cheap. You can get them for under $100. So they sound really good. And you also have a 10 dB pad and a low cut. Here you have just a low cut. Then on my vocals, I play drums. I like to use a headset. Just I don't like the hassle with the microphone in front of me. And this is a biodynamic, what is it called? It's TGH54C10. That's the color. And I like it because it had quite a high SPL, and it's a cardioid, so you don't pick up too much drum set. But still, it is an overhead. When you're playing drums, it's just loud. The drums are very loud. Then also for the drums, this Uher M538. This is a tube capsule design for the high frequencies in the front and the low frequencies in the back. and this has nearly no proximity effect. That's quite useful for drums because I use it as an underhead just for visual reasons, so you don't have all the microphones on top of me, and I have it between the high tom and the floor tom, and it's pointing at the snare, so the toms are not that uh, don't get that low boost you normally get with a dynamic microphone, because it really has the entrance port for the bass frequencies are back here, so you don't you have to take care that they're not obscured. And I like that very much, but the problem with these, they are built by AKG, the Sound Rocket. It's pretty the same, more or less the same capsule, just the housing is different. And they have just a problem with aging. They tend to not age very well. So mostly the base capsule is just not usable anymore. It drops out. And this one is in really good condition, and I still use it, and I have it for 10 years. I've used it for 10 years, and it's really a good microphone. And also for the drums I have this sub kick, and sometimes we play bigger venues, and with a sub kick, only with a sub kick you don't get the attack, and so I built in a dynamic capsule up here, which don't have, which was really a cheap one, and so I built them together as one unit, so you still have a little bit attack, but you mostly have this fat, really heavy bass, and that makes I use it on a Club Jordan by Yamaha, and this has a 15-inch bass drum tom kind of thing, and with that one you just can straight into a mixing console and it sounds good without you doing any knob turning, and I like that, because normally they come and mic you up with a beta or with a AKG or something like that, and they have to fiddle quite around till they have a usable sound. Okay, then for also live, for the guitar cabinet, I have this, I think it's a Grundig, but it's made by Sennheiser, the famous guitar capsule, what is it, 609, something like that. And this sounds really good, and I made this little attachment so you can just hang it in front of the thing. You can place this and it's more or less stable. You can put it in any direction you like to, and sounds really great. Next section, just we go up here. This is just a sample of the ribbon mics I built. This is a stereo Blümlein ribbon mic with a shock mount integrated, and it's all active, and I just love ribbons. That's more or less all I can say. This is a stereo kind of thing. I built a lot of ribbons with different magnets and with different thicknesses of foil, 1.2, 1.8 and 2.4 or 5 microns thick aluminium foil, and I experimented a lot with transformers In here is a fab transformer. I highly recommend them. They sound really good and they're not very expensive. Lumdahl is also a really good manufacturer, but they're quite pricey. At least in Switzerland they are. And Cinemag I never tried because it's quite hard to get them here in Europe. So what I did with these, I also did the housing. It's all out of the aluminium tube. And what I did was I glued on top of these a big strong magnet, so you can use them as a MS or a bloom line configuration. That's quite handy, and so you can use that one. Here I have another one. This is an old dynamic microphone from Sennheiser, an MD21 housing. Except this part, I built them around the housing of this microphone. And this is all these microphones are active. The ribbons, and this one, because it has so big, strong magnets inside, I made a switch inside so you can switch between active and passive. So this is quite useful if you have a loud source. You can put it in passive mode and it's fairly enough. And if you have a more silent, like an acoustic guitar or something like that, you can switch it in active and you have enough headroom. Then let's discuss the large diaphragm condenser section. I have a pair of Shure KSM 32s. Love them, really love them. They're not really harsh in the high end, and that's what I really like about them. And next on the list is Studio Project C1. This is a modified version. It got the microphoneparts.com mod inside of it, so it takes off the high end, rolls off the high end a little bit, and it sounds really similar like a Neumann U87. Perfect microphone for vocals. Also from Neumann, and this is in original condition, I don't do anything on that. It's TLM 103. Nothing to say about that, Nick. It's just gorgeous. I have a NT1. I don't know, it's a third generation, I don't know. It's just what I modified here is the input capacitor. In parallel I put Styrol capacitor in parallel to this input capacitor they had in here, and it opens up a little bit, and also parallel to the electrolytics I put some film capacitors, so just a tiny little bit better resolution on this mic than to the stock mic. Here we have the predecessor to the 636. I used this one before on vocals. It's an AKG C535. In comparison, these two sound really similar, but the handling noise is way better on the C636. This is a mic from the 70s, 80s. around that. And still sounds great. It's not produced anymore, but I keep it just for sentimental reasons, maybe, I don't know. Then we have here a bunch of microphones I did myself. I built around the capsule. This is a large diaphragm capsule, and I did also the preamp inside. I made that quite okay. Sounds really good. Two other things. This is not a large, but it's about 20 millimeters, just around under an inch, and so it's also got something of a small diaphragm and something of a large diaphragm. Quite a useful mic. Sounds really good. And here, more for studio use, I have Sennheiser MKH 106T Tonaderspeisung, and you cannot use that with Phantom. It has a XLR, but you cannot use it with Phantom, so I built a little preamp, and this preamp I did with some magnets, so you can stick it on a stand and it stays there. So quite, yeah, you have to use this one, but at least you can use it. It's surprisingly dark. It don't have a lot of high end, but it's really, really nice and detailed. It's Omni, by the way. All the rest is more or less cardioid. Yeah, all of the others are cardioid. Then I have my trusty Octavas, MK012. I modified them quite a lot, and the preamp, the capsule, I did nothing at all, and I have a stereo pair of these. You have a pad you can screw on the preamp. You have an Omni capsule, a cardioid, and a supercardioid capsule, plus a cardioid large diaphragm capsule. I don't use that very often. The cardioid version of it I use really a lot. Beautiful microphones. Back here we have another subkick. This is more or less for studio use. Yeah, it got a long sustain and got a really deep bass. They all sound different, more or less. Did a bunch of videos about these, so we don't talk about it anymore. Then we have here bass drum microphones, the AKG D112 and the Sennheiser E602 Mark II. This one has a really aggressive filter inside, and this one is mechanically built to have some kind of a filter effect. And I also made a video about that, how I accidentally stumbled over a hack that I put them together on one channel. And so this microphone also uses the filter of the Sennheiser, and I like that a lot. This one alone is a bit too much for my taste, and this is a bit too flat for my taste, and together they really shine. Normally I put this one in the hole and this one on the head, so you got quite a good balance. I fiddled around quite a lot with these two microphones. Next we have the MD 441. Nothing to say about that. I did a shock mount on that one. That's a bit special. I like it. I think it's quite dark, on the darker side. So on the snare, if you don't need much high end, but normally you do, and you don't want to use the switch inside here, if you have it on linear, it's quite a dark sounding microphone, but I like it really a lot. Then back here we have four 421s, and nothing to say about that. I had around 50 of these microphones over my table, and let me adjust the camera quickly so that you can. Okay. I had about 50 of these 421s on my table, and I selected the best sounding ones. They got quite a range, because as I know, they're built with plus minus 3 dB. That makes 6 dB difference between two different mics, and that's quite a lot. So I picked out these ones that I really love. Then we have the infamous SM7B. I made this one active with a Phantom powered mic preamp inside, like a Fathead, something like that. Yeah, it's gorgeous, beautiful. Also a classic, the RE20 from Electro Voice, beautiful microphone, bit bulky, bit heavy, quite difficult to place if you have a small stand. It really, yeah, it's a heavy microphone. And also here, 3 microphones that I specifically keep for snare, recording snare. Revox M3500, 3500, sorry, and it's more or less a biodynamic M201, more or less. Got another slightly different capsule inside of it. Then I have an old vintage SM57 Unidyne 3. It's an old one, because the newer ones, there is no one you can read Unidyne 3, so it must be quite old. And this is the predecessor model 545SD Unidyne 3. It got really a nice high end, and that's why I kept it. So I got some different flavors. Then these are quite special ones. I have a stereo pair of these. These are Sony dynamic microphones, F96. They are Omni, and I balance them with an XLR. You have to open them, and they sound great. They just sound great. But the range of these microphones you can get are quite different. So you sometimes they sound horrible, and sometimes they sound really great. And I would say I had at least 10 of these on my table, and so I kept the best one for me. Yes. And then I have MD431, and it's just a classic microphone with a switch, which you can block, that you cannot move them. Sounds great. Got a lot of low end. Got a lot of proximity. Beautiful microphone. And for live use, I have some 4 microphones which just are here in the rehearsal space. It's a Sennheiser E845 and it's SE Electronics V7 Billy Gibbons, and it's Audix UD360, and this one Equinox. I don't even know what it is, but it sounds great. Yeah, for backing vocals anyway. So that's more or less it. I hope you enjoyed that one. I will make another one just with the drums. See you. Bye bye.